A very good morning to all the viewers and listeners of Hello Kolkata podcast, Kolkata Calling podcast series. আজকে মহাষষ্ঠী, তাই সবাইকে শুভ ষষ্ঠীর অভিনন্দন। আর দুর্গাপূজা is here, so and with that we have a very special Hello Kolkata episode for our listeners and viewers. Today, tying in with the theme of Durga Puja, we have a fabulous woman whose journey, whose life experiences we'll all learn from. Today on Hello Kolkata, we are joined by a truly fearless storyteller, Srimoi Piu Kundu. She's an award winning author, columnist, and a community builder. Srimoi has carved out a very powerful space in Indian literature and media. She is the author of acclaimed works like Faraway Music, Sita's Curse, You've Got the Wrong Girl, and we'll get into those books, and the groundbreaking nonfiction Status Single, which went on to spark a nationwide movement for single women. Her most recent memoir is Everything Changes, which is a raw and unflinching exploration of love, loss, trauma, and healing. Beyond her books, she's also the host of the much beloved podcast Straight Up with Shri, where she brings guests from all walks of life and extremely engaging and enriching conversations. She's also the founder of the community Status Single, which creates spaces for honest conversations around gender, relationships, and resilience. From literature to podcasts, from feminism to community, Shimoi's work continues to inspire and challenge us to live and tell our stories. We are thrilled to welcome Srimoi on Hello Kolkata. Srimoi, thank you so much for joining us and Shubho Mahashashti.
শুভ মহাষষ্ঠী এবং শারদ শুভেচ্ছা।
Thank you. Srimoi, we are extremely happy to have you on our podcast. And obviously, you are yourself a very, very famous podcaster. My first question before I go into your life and journey, how does it feel to be on the other side of a podcast and that too virtual?
Actually, I've been interviewed so many times before that I actually love conversing with like-minded people, and it's wonderful to be on the other side because finally I can relax and you can do all the hard work.
True. আমার আমার কেন মনে হয় যে the guest has to do more of the heavy lifting because it's their journey. They have to tell the stories. My job is to do the little bit of research and sort of give the prompts and questions. But very, very happy to have
Right.
you. Uh, Srimoi, before we sort of go into the books and the podcast, which is extremely popular, and you've also been nominated for this wonderful award, which we'll talk about. But if we go a little back in time to a little early in your life, the roots, what prompted your interest in literature, writing, telling stories. You've grown up in the early days in Kolkata. If you can tell us a little bit about that journey.
So I actually grew up in Kolkata and I lived here till I was 20 years old. So my entire childhood was spent in this very house in Jodhpur Park. My mother was a very young widow, and I lost my father to mental health. And like most women, when they get divorced or widowed, my mother, being an only daughter, moved back in with her very supportive parents. And she was a working woman all her life. Ma was a very well regarded teacher, and she taught biology in the senior classes of Loreto House, which is also our alma mater. And I grew up a very lonely child with my imagination as my only companion. And that then it was not an apartment. This was a huge three-storied house with winding stairways and balconies and corners and nooks and corners. And I found friends in books. Because back in the time, uh, I was born in 1977, so in the 80s we didn't have the mobile phone. Even the color television came into our house when Rajiv Gandhi was he became the prime minister. My mother bought a color TV, and I would always tease her that, Ma, you have the biggest crush on Rajiv Gandhi. So basically, তখন the only form of, creative outlet was basically reading books. আমি খুব একটা ভালো আঁকতে পারতাম না। So reading books was my only escape, my entertainment, my এনার্জাইজিং, অক্সিজেন। অ্যান্ড আমি নিজেও খুব ভালো লিখতাম, ফ্রম চাইল্ডহুড আই ইউজড টু রাইট পোয়েট্রি। I always stood first in the creative writing competitions held in school. And I was, though physically I was very underconfident because I was a very fat child with buck teeth, and because I had my periods very early, so I had a lot of facial hair and all of that. But I was very, very good in studies, and I was also an all rounder, to use a cliched word. So I was a debater, I was a school captain, I used to sing very well. They used to call me in the fest circuit, Kolkata's Whitney Houston. আমি খুব ভালো নাচ করতাম। I used to learn dance from Thankamuni Kutti, Bharatnatyam. So, my hobbies, my extracurricular life filled up the loneliness of my childhood. And books was a big part of that. Christmas Day, my grandfather would always gift me books. Birthday হলেই বই, মানে আর আমি, because my grandmother was a master's in Bengali back in those days, আমি খুব বাংলা বই পড়তাম এবং আমি বাংলায় অসাধারণ বাংলা লিখতাম নিজে। কবিতা, শর্ট স্টোরিজ। আম ইন যখন আমি কলেজে ভর্তি হওয়ার সময় আসে, আমি মানে বলেছিলাম যে আমি বাংলায় গ্র্যাজুয়েশন করতে চাই। আমি এত ভালো বাংলায় ছিলাম। ইটস ভেরি আনফরচুনেট যে তারপরের ২২ বছর আমি কলকাতার বাইরে চলে যাই। অ্যান্ড যা হয়, when you live in Delhi or Bangalore or Bombay, কন্টিনিউয়াস বাংলা কথা বলার সুযোগটা চলে যায়। তো এখন আমি তো বাংলা পড়তে খুব স্ট্রাগল করি। আ বলতে না, কিন্তু মেবি বলাটাও আমার মানে অত আর স্বতঃস্ফূর্ত বা ঝরঝরে আর নেই। সো বাট বুকস অ্যান্ড লিটারেচার ওয়ার রিয়ালি the cornerstone of my childhood.
Yeah. And I think one thing I could relate was, being an only child, we often tell ourselves stories to entertain ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
True, true.
ছোটবেলায় আমার মনে আছে যে খুব ছোটবেলা থেকে I used to make up these imaginary tales of where I am doing something wonderful or fascinating, and I used to tell myself those stories. So I think for only, child, that's the only companion that you have growing up, and
Yeah.
obviously books shape those imagination. Uh,
Right.
Shri,
Right. Very true. Same with
uh,
me. Same with me.
and obviously Loreto, house extremely famous school in Kolkata, academic, co-curricular, extracurricular. And then you went on to JNU, which is again a hotbed for culture. JU, sorry. Hotbed for culture, literature, arts. Tell us a little bit about the journey in JU.
অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমি ১ম এ প্রেসিডেন্সি কলেজে খুব ভালো করেছিলাম অ্যাডমিশন টেস্টে। অ্যান্ড মাই মাদার, বিকজ শি ওয়াজ অ্যান alumnus of presidency, I had grown up hearing her, very larger than life stories. And Ma was also a student during the Naxal era. So, the stories were just like a celluloid film, but then when I went to presidency, somehow maybe because I was a South Kolkata girl, it took so long from my home in Jodhpur Park to reach presidency. I didn't like Presidency College. I mean, I know I'm going to be very unpopular saying this. And যাদবপুরের এন্ট্রান্সের মানে রেজাল্টস গুলো সবথেকে শেষে বেরোয়। তো আমি ৩ সপ্তাহ প্রেসিডেন্সিতে হিস্ট্রি পড়েছিলাম। এবং তারপরে আমাদের যখন যাদবপুরে লিস্টটা বেরোলো, I had topped the list. So there was no doubt in my mind that this is where I wanted to study. যদিও আমাদের ফ্যামিলিতে বেশিরভাগ লোকেই প্রেসিডেন্সিতে পড়েছে। সো কিন্তু তাও I think I was there for মানে I broke that cycle, and
Yeah.
I took up history because I actually, again, history তো অনেক স্টোরি টেলিং আছে আমার মনে হয়। ওই যে the stories of, a past, it was. And also I wanted to be an archaeologist. So আমি সেই মাইন্ডসেটটা নিয়ে হিস্ট্রি পড়লাম। Jadavpur was great because, after Loreto House, which was back then even more of a, nunnery, literally. We're not allowed to talk about boys. Skirt has to be এত লম্বা। তো সেখান থেকে তো যাদবপুর felt like a breath of fresh air. ইংলিশ ডিপার্টমেন্টে গান গাইছে, স্মোক করছে। There are fests happening. ৩ টে আ আলাদা, আলাদা মানে ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং, সায়েন্স, আর্টস, এত বন্ধু হচ্ছে ফ্রম ডিফারেন্ট স্ট্রিমস, ঝিল আছে, এত জায়গা। তো আমার কলেজ ওয়াজ ওয়ান্ডারফুল। মানে I loved JU. In fact, it pains me very much when I see what is happening in my college today. Because আমরা যে বছর মানে JU তে আমি যে বছর ছিলাম, ১ম স্টুডেন্টস ফেডারেশন হয়েছিল AUSF, যাদবপুর ইউনিভার্সিটি স্টুডেন্টস ফেডারেশন, which was a non-political body formed just by the students, for the students, and of the students. And I was one of the মানে delegates from the arts department. So আমাদের সময় মানে এটলিস্ট ওই কটা বছর আমি ৫ বছর JU তে পড়েছি। ৩ বছর গ্র্যাজুয়েশন, ২ বছর মাস্টার্স। মানে কোনদিন আমরা এরকম নোংরা পলিটিক্যাল মানে এত অ্যাজিটেশন যে টিচারদের বন্ধ করে রাখছে ঘরের মধ্যে। Those were our friends, our professors. মানে এত ভালো ছিল। We had an open door policy with them. আমি তো ফার্স্ট ইয়ার কোনো ক্লাসই করিনি বিকজ I was only singing. I was part of so many bands. As I said, আমি ভীষণ ভালো গান গাইতাম। So there was so much to do. I was, part of the elections, and আমাদের সময় we defeated the SFI actually, and first time there was a students federation which said that there should be no politics on the campus. স্টুডেন্টস এর জন্যে যা প্রবলেম হচ্ছে স্টুডেন্টসরা মিলেই সেটা সলভ করো in association with the teachers and with the administrative authorities. They are not our enemies. We have to, tell them what are our problems. And it was a very cohesive, collaborative space. Many things are changing now. Very sad to see, এই ragging এ, কেউ একজন স্টুডেন্ট আত্মহত্যা করছেন by
Yeah.
homophobia. Of course, the hostels in JU were always infamous. আমার সেটার কোনো অভিজ্ঞতা নেই বিকজ আমি ডে স্কলার ছিলাম। কিন্তু এই পলিটিক্যাল এখন যেরকম যাদবপুরে ক্লাস মাসের পর মাস বন্ধ বিকজ অফ আনরেস্ট, এটা দেখে খুবই কষ্ট হয়। I had a wonderful time in college. আমি ১ম বছর তো একদমই পড়াশোনা করিনি। বাট I have been a gold medalist. আমি যাদবপুরেও ফার্স্ট ক্লাস, ফার্স্ট I was very, very good academically কিন্তু ফাঁকিবাজ দুষ্টু স্টুডেন্ট ছিলাম।
And on this point, Shimoy, while political discourse, political discussion keeps a campus alive, different viewpoints coming in, makes one sort of a holistic development. কিন্তু যখন জিনিসটা over politicize হয়ে যায়, I think that's when education starts suffering, and that I think has been a recurring trend in our state, unfortunately. Um,
আনফরচুনেট
I'll sort of move into the career side of things from your education days. So you wanted to become an archaeologist. You studied history, excelled at it. সেখান থেকে moving to journalism, how did that journey or that jump come about?
আমি লিখতাম কলেজেও। I used to write for Times of India, Telegraph. আমাদের কলেজ যে ম্যাগাজিনটা বেরোতো জার্নালস, সেখানে আমি খুব লিখতাম। And also I was in a very abusive relationship in my college days. And honestly, I wanted to run away from Calcutta because my first boyfriend uh, was a complete মানে psychopath, stalker, very physically violent. So it was, I think, just a survival strategy. আমি আমার ইনল্যাক্সও ক্লিয়ার করেছিলাম to go to Cambridge. কিন্তু তারপরে কাউকে বলতেও পারতাম না যে I was being abused. অ্যান্ড এখন তো আমি এটা নিয়ে I've written in my memoir, আমি অনেকটা এটা নিয়ে কথাও বলেছি অনেক ফোরামে। That intimate partner violence is very common. খালি ম্যারেজেই যে ডোমেস্টিক অ্যাবিউস হয় তা নয়। Intimate partner violations are pretty common. And what happens in that is that basically there is a lot of, how do I say, there's a lot of, kind of মানে fear which is there in the mind of the person. যে if I open my mouth, if I protest, তাহলে, maybe something dire will happen. So that is our neighbor's daughter, Devangshi. Devangshi, come, you can say hi to everybody and wish everybody Shubho Shoshti.
Hi, Devanshi. Hi, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. So Devangshi has been raised in our home. She was our neighbor, and she has come to spend the day with us. So she will be a little part of the interview. I hope you don't mind. Oh, Lokki me Devangshi big Lokki, right? Okay, okay, ঠিক আছে।
Wonderful. Beautiful.
বলো।
No, this is the very pleasant surprise to have her on the show as well.
Yes.
And Shimoy, so what you were talking about is it's not always just physical. It's also emotional. It's also mental abuse that one suffers
Always start.
silently.
Yeah, it always starts with mental abuse, and সেখান থেকে it kind of escalates into physical violence. And I think women also normalize it, that okay, he's a man, he will talk
Yeah.
loudly, he has had a long day at work, so he's irritable. Of course, I tried getting out of it a lot, but it didn't happen because he would, turn up in college. He would keep calling on the landline. He would just land up in front of my house. So I was terrorized actually. But I didn't have the heart to tell my mother, to tell anyone at home what I was really going through. So that's how. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's how তারপরে আমার this opportunity to you know become a journalist happened in Asian Age. এখন of course Asian Age is very infamous because of MK Akbar and the whole Me Too allegations. কিন্তু তখন basically you know, Asian Age was quite a popular paper which was combining the Purono Diner long form with a tabloidish kind of journalism. So I got an opportunity to join as a trainee journalist with just a very measly salary of 4,500 rupees, which to me at that time felt huge. আর আমার না অলওয়েজই ছিল, দো আই রিয়েলি ওয়ান্টেড টু বি অ্যান আর্কিওলজিস্ট, কিন্তু আমি এত কিছু করতাম না। তো
Hmm.
only academics টা বোধহয় was never for me because আমি ভীষণ চঞ্চল। As a person, I'm very restless. And
Hmm.
I like knowing many things and, কথা বলতে, I love to talk. People used to, relate to me. I had a whole lot of friends or people who liked me at least. So, সেজন্যে journalism felt like a very natural choice. It also offered me an escape from Calcutta and this monster of a man. And initially, I just thought that, I'll go for some time and I'll figure it out. Of course, my professors were deeply disappointed in me. In fact, one of them, Chittobroto Palit, who passed away, he was a doyen of, history. He, when even years later, when I bumped into him on a flight, he was so, he remembered. He said,
Yeah.
কেউ করে এটা এত বড় স্কলারশিপ পেয়ে এরকম ভাবে চলে যায়? But
Hmm.
life had other plans যেটা বলে।
Yeah. 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 And I think our lives are the sum total of the choices we make, Jeta Bole. Uh,
I think all destiny, now I feel it's all destiny. You're meant to do what you're meant to do.
Absolutely. And obviously, what you mentioned in your, college days, all of that, it erodes one's confidence in oneself. But from there to,
Yeah.
start your career in journalism, writing fearlessly, getting appreciated, how did that sort of change your personality? Did it change your personality, or, you found yourself again so that you could, sort of foray into telling stories, writing books that once were your companions, became the creator of that.
Actually, I had a very long career in journalism because আমি এত ছোট বয়সে জয়েন করেছিলাম। I was only 20. And basically, I hung up my boots when I was about, 34, 35. And তারপরে I had a good 4.5 years of public relations. I used to be, the head of two very large PR companies, heading the entertainment lifestyle verticals. And then I started writing because, as I don't know, maybe I'm not meant to do one thing for too long. Also, I think, by the time I quit journalism, I realized that it was no longer journalism. It was just
Mhm.
a commercial, a manipulative, and a very, very, কি বলবো, মানে opportunistic profession. Because editors-দের আর সেই importance-টা ছিল না। I became an editor at the age of 24. I was the youngest lifestyle editor, Bombay Times-এর. But, by the time I quit, editors were just rubber stamps because marketing leads, marketing honchos, from some MBA kids who never know how a paper functions, they were taking decisions. এটা যাবে এই পাতায়, ওটা যাবে এই পাতায়। stories were being dropped because we had to, accommodate ads. So I think, when I quit, I have no regrets about quitting journalism. And if you see, even my book, Status Single, which was my first work of nonfiction, that book was an interview with 3,500 single women. So I guess I've always been doing some form of journalism,
Yep.
Uh, and now my podcast, it's very sad that Kolkata, because it's so backdated in terms of media, people don't regard a podcast as a journalistic uh, exercise. And
Yeah.
podcasts are usually, you see some actor, like, who maybe is not, like some actor doing it, or some director doing it, or some,
Yeah.
like musician, মানে একটু তাদের হয়তো, but they have not found lot of success in that particular profession. এটা একটা side hustle বা একটা way of expressing themselves, which is fine. But none of them are journalists. So এখানে কি হয়, the media, if you see ABP online will do the kind of interviews that I do. But people can't distinguish that what is the difference between an interview and a podcast. There is a difference. It's not the same. So, interview on say ZTV or NDTV will not be this, right? What we are having. So, there's no understanding. So, সেটাও তো এক ধরনের, I look at my podcast as an extension of my journalism. মানে আমি যেই আমার পডকাস্টে আসে তার উপর রিসার্চ করি, আমার টিম কাজ করে ওনার প্রোফাইলের উপর। Questions are never shared, but the structure is always shared with the guest. There's a discussion. So I do it very comprehensively. So I think journalism is in my DNA. Storytelling is in my DNA. Story collection is in my DNA. So that is always in my DNA. But when I quit journalism, I thought it is the right time, because it was, জার্নালিস্টদের কদরও কমে গেছিল। তখন ছিল তোমার, we were suddenly, প্রথমে তো একটা টেলিভিশন ওয়েভ এলো, ইলেকট্রনিক মিডিয়া, তারপরে ডিজিটাল মিডিয়া স্টার্টেড। অ্যান্ড তো ব্লগার্স তখন শুরু হলো, যে ব্লগার্স, and I would,
Yeah.
when I was PR, I realized that as a PR person, I am giving more patta to a blogger than a traditional journalist. কেন? তার স্টোরি কবে বেরোবে, সেটা ৫০০ ওয়ার্ডের স্টোরি হয়তো কমে কেটে-কুটে অ্যাড রাখার জন্য ২০০ ওয়ার্ড, তার কোনো কদরই নেই। কিন্তু ব্লগার একটা পুরো তার ওয়েবসাইটে দেবে। সো it was changing, and everything was becoming very commercial, and everything was a market economy. Even movies, paintings, books, everything is about a bottom line. Everything is, you know বেচা কেনা। So সেটা I didn't sort of, yeah. So books came naturally to me. First বইটা is always like a baby, and the story of Faraway Music was always there within me. It's অনেকে বলে it's quite autobiographical, but সেটা তো হয়। প্রথম বই is always very very close to one's heart. It was the story of a journalist from মানে a girl from Kolkata who goes to Bombay. She becomes a journalist, comes back to her roots. So almost like a fictional memoir. And then actually my second book, Sita's Curse, that became very big. It became very popular. It was a bestseller. It started a conversation on sensuality, sexuality, desire, the right to pleasure, pornography. I won the NDTV L'Oreal Woman of Worth Award. So one thing led to another. আর সীতাস কাসের পর থেকে I started writing a lot on gender. অনেক columns তখন হতো, daily হতে. I had a very popular column in India Today called Below the Belt. So ওই continued আর কি লেখাটা।
Yeah. And I think you sort of, talked about it very beautifully, that, journalism the art side of things has been far outweighed by the commerce side of things.
কিচ্ছু নেই
And
আর
and
কিচ্ছু নেই।
yeah, and you left it like a decade or so back, but now even it's worse.
এখন
And
তো
and
জার্নালিজম বলে কিছু নেই। এখন তো কিছুই নেই। এখন তো লাইফস্টাইল জার্নালিজম ইস বেসিক্যালি, মানে ইভেন when hiring লাইফস্টাইল জার্নালিস্ট, the HR will ask you, তুমি ভিডিও এডিটিং জানো, তুমি রিল বানাতে পারো, তোমার Instagram এ কত ফলোয়ার্স আছে, তুমি কত রেগুলারলি কনটেন্ট ক্রিয়েট করো। সো এখন তো এভরিওয়ান ইস আ কনটেন্ট ক্রিয়েটর। মানে মানে পাশের বাড়ির মাসি একটা পপুলার গানে নাচছে, তিনিও লিখে দিচ্ছেন কনটেন্ট ক্রিয়েটর। সো এখন তো আর কনটেন্ট এর কোনো মর্যাদাই নেই। কিচ্ছু মর্যাদা নেই।
Uh, Shrimay, sort of, diving a little more into the books and the authorship part of your life and career. You started writing, in fiction, like you said, like fictionalized, fantasized memoirs,
Correct.
or a little bit autobiographical, semi-autobiographical, you would say, but never really absolutely the truth, the actual history. So that sort of changed with Everything Changes.
Yeah.
And I know that's a deeply personal work, and we'll get into it. But এই যে fiction থেকে non-fiction এ যে transition টা, as a writer, you've been a journalist, you've obviously been covering news stories, embedded in hard facts. But when you're writing a fictional work versus when you start moving towards more non-fiction side of things, how is that transition for a writer?
See, actually, my first work of nonfiction was born out of my column. Yeah, status single. Because I would write a lot about my single life in Delhi, a perception, how my friends were getting divorced and everything. Uh, একটু পরে করো। ঠিক আছে? Don't worry. Sorry, this is like the life of a working mom, like they say. তো তারপরে তোমার মানে then when an agent, literary agent, Kanishka Gupta got in touch with me, he said, Eta, it should be a book because, a lot of women are resonating with you. তখন ফেসবুকে আমি খুব লিখতাম। তো আ then I said to him যে, "দেখো এটা তো আমার অটোবায়োগ্রাফি নয়। আমি তো fairly privileged. আমি একটা upper middle class বাঙালি ফ্যামিলিতে belong করি। আমার মা has had a second marriage to a man 13 years younger to her. So I have seen a very progressive, family. But I don't know how a woman in Amritsar or Chandigarh or, Trivandrum, what is her experience of singlehood?" So basically, the point is that, then I started interviewing women. I had about 7 or 8 single women friends and acquaintances. তাদের through দিয়ে, and it became like a social media movement because I would, write on Facebook. More women would get in touch with me. Then the book also became very inclusive because we included trans women, we included LGBTQI women, we included disabled women. And then I realized যে সিঙ্গল মানে খালি আনম্যারিড আর চাইল্ড ফ্রি আমার মতো নয়। It's divorced with child without child. It's widow with child without child. It's a trans woman. It's a bisexual lesbian woman, right? It's a woman with disability. So the umbrella widened এবং সেই ইন্টারভিউজ থেকেই এটা was born. Everything changes actually if you read the book, it is like a story. মানে though it's a memoir, কিন্তু my writing style is very evocative. It's descriptive. Uh, Many people have said that this should be made into a movie. And actually, in Everything Changes, I speak about my biological father who suffered from schizophrenia, and he passed away when I was 3 years old. He died by suicide. And basically, how till I was, at least in my 40s, I turned 40, I've grappled with that part of my life because it was never told to me. My mother and my grandparents, they never told me about Baba's death. One of my mamas very cruelly and sadistically just মানে আমার ICSE maths পরীক্ষার আগে he had divulged the gory details of Baba's last moments. And I thought মানে the way our whole family lived in this kind of claustrophobic silence. And I also, I think I understood my mother's silences more. So it was important for me to write about this because, suicide is something which gets a lot of attention, sensationalized হয়ে যায় if it's a celebrity. Then there's always that, though it has been decriminalized, we still say committed suicide. So I would request, if anyone is watching this podcast, to please change your way of speaking about suicide. You should always refer to it as died by suicide because it's not a crime. The moment you say committed, it seems sinful and, very like spurious. মানে একটা কিছু যে, some crime has been committed. And then the finger pointing starts, the abatement, যে কে করেছে, কে abet করেছে. So, I thought the book was an important testament for survivor families And I'm so proud to say that when Everything Changes was launched in Kolkata in 2023, I a mental health institution here, Lifeline Foundation, ওরা প্রচুর কাজ করে। You'll see hoardings all over the city, ওরা helpline run করে। তো they started a survivors program, and I was the first person in that survivors program, and it's continuing now as we speak because survivors ra সামনে আসে না, suicide
Yeah.
scars the entire family, and people don't talk about it because you feel like you need to be blamed for it, you know.
Mhm.
And caregiving for a person with a mental health condition is extremely tough. It's not a cakewalk, and it's expensive. Therapy is expensive. Medicines are expensive. Acceptance is light years away, So it was important for me to write about myself in the first person, my childhood essentially. The way I made up stories about my father because, I didn't have a dad and I was severely bullied in school. So, to cover up for that, I would make up conjure stories about him and also about my first relationship, which was very abusive. And, you know, off and on, আমি বলেছি বা লিখেছি, but this was one whole thing. And also, I wanted to write about us fostering my sister. I wanted to write about, the pain of not becoming a mother, which so many women go through, even married women who can't have kids. And I really felt incomplete, though I was a very accomplished woman, but my confidence was always like I felt I couldn't become a mother, More than marriage, that used to haunt me. And then when we started fostering Sri Lekha, my sister, who's, the daughter of our house help, then I realized that actually it doesn't matter, if you can commit yourself to the, growth and, if you can commit yourself to the life of a child, you can become a mother. Even a man can become a mother, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And Shimoy, this is a very, very, I would say, কি বলবো, poignant journey and story of your own. But you writing about it, not only somewhere, and I've read about you're talking about this, that it is a process of healing yourself as well. Writing about your life, your experiences, there's a
I
catharsis.
think so. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah,
And
yeah.
that also going on to create a movement in when it came to Status Single, it opening conversations about suicides with the Lifeline Foundation. So your writing not only was about you anymore, it became about other women or other people who could relate to what you had gone through, and that gave them the confidence to come and share their stories and their journeys.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that, women, I always believe that, community is the new flex. In today's
Mhm.
a world where there's so much of social isolation, not just because or during COVID, but generally, joint families have broken up. Cousins, there are dekhai hoy na, they don't keep in touch. And
There's a WhatsApp group where everybody just sort of exchanges pleasantries.
sometimes those are very toxic also, and a lot of times, you have your male cousins sharing really sexist memes and jokes, or just bitching out somebody who's not on that group. So the point is that the point I'm trying to make is that I feel you need to have a community. I feel that even when I lost my mother last year, I received so much of love and support from women in my community, some older, some younger, who were only daughters, who were divorced, who were widowed, who may not have had children of their own and had aging father to look after. And they gave me so much of support, to navigate and process my grief. I think it's very important to have a community. What you have done in Hello Kolkata is also a form of community. I feel that, what I have done, say, even in my podcast, I feel anybody who has come on my podcast, I feel close to them. Because, when you share, when somebody shares their life with you, their vulnerabilities, their darknesses, their moments of feeling inadequate or suicidal or being wrecked after a relationship or marriage has ended or being sexually exploited, they have left a piece of their heart with you, their scars and their wounds. So you are always going to be connected. So
Yeah.
actually, a lot of people ask me that I mean, because it has become a very Tollywood heavy podcast, but really my wish, someday is to do a podcast series with just real people,
Yeah.
because I feel every person has a story, has a journey that could be a bookmark for someone else to learn from. So
Yeah.
that is my ultimate wish. In fact, I was watching a reel yesterday where in some cafe in Europe, this woman goes and she sits from, say, 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and strangers can come and have a cup of coffee with her. And I thought
Yeah.
that's so beautiful,
Yeah.
because sometimes the way we open up to a complete stranger is
Mm.
much more authentic than opening up to a therapist also, or to a brother or mother or father.
Yeah.
So I just thought how beautiful, the world needs people to hold space, and the world needs space held for them also. So if only we could, and see, I don't have a big family tree, because my biological father's family completely washed their hands of my mother and myself after Baba passed away.
Mhm.
And I can imagine what my mother went through, because even his friends never really kept in touch with Ma. And, she was,
Yeah.
which is what happens when marriages also break up. You lose your social circle.
Yeah.
So basically, I grew up very lonely. Even now, I only have my mother's side of the family, her father's side, her mother's side. But I don't have any cousins or any connection with my father's side of the family. And because even when my mother remarried, though my stepdad is a wonderful person and I think he's my soulmate of many lifetimes, but because it was an unconventional marriage at that time, his parents did not accept us.
Yeah.
His brothers never had that close relationship with Ma or me, and they were from Bangalore. We lived in Kolkata. So I have found my friends, my school friends. I have my college best friend, and I make friends everywhere I go. I
Yeah.
make friends everywhere I go. My gym, I have got good friends. Little Devamshi is my friend.
Yeah.
So I think if we tend and open our hearts, then there is so much of love to give and receive.
Yeah. And when you were talking about opening up to strangers, I think you can often open up to strangers because there's no fear or baggage of judgment. Because they don't know you, they don't know your past. They are not sitting in a position to sit and judge what you've done or what you've been through.
Or fix you. Sometimes if a friend calls me up with a problem, my first instinct is how can I fix it for her? How can I
Mhm.
mend it? How can I make her feel better? But sometimes the person doesn't want to feel better. Sometimes the
Yeah.
person just wants to spend the day crying or repeating the same thing or just grieving. And it's okay. I
Yeah.
think we live in a culture now, this cancel culture and this fix culture, that if you're sad, go to a therapist. If you're
Mhm.
sad, you're depressed. You know, if you're, talking openly about breaking down with your mother's death, you are suffering from trauma. These
Yeah.
words have now become very triggered trauma, depression, anxiety. But, let
Yeah.
us also not take away, while mental health needs to be given absolute priority, but also
Yeah.
let us feel. Let us not stop people from feeling. Let us
Mhm.
know that there's a line between, you know, floating and sinking, right? So if
Mhm.
you're just floating, if you're processing your pain, if you want to cry, like,
Yeah.
if you want to spend a whole day in bed because you miss your mom and you just don't want to get out and face the world, if it's happening every day and you're crippled, you're not able to do your daily work, that's a different thing, right?
Yeah.
But if, it's just one day where you want to take a break from being productive and live
Yep.
for yourself, do it. Absolutely. Do what it
Yeah.
takes, like I say.
Yeah. And I think in our society today's times, with all that's happening around us, I think all of us in some way have gone through these dips, where, as you mentioned, right, you don't feel like getting out of bed. You don't feel
Yeah.
like going to work. You don't feel like answering calls. All of that we've gone through somewhere in our lives. The pandemic also has exacerbated this feeling of sometimes being very lonely, or even if you're in the house with a lot of people, you still feel very suffocated because you're all there 24/7 for months on end. Shimoy, I'll come to one point because you talked about speaking with strangers, building communities. You spoke with, as you said, 3,500, over 3,500 single women across India, and you sort of gave a caveat that what do I know about a girl in Amritsar or a girl in Trivandrum? I come from a South Kolkata, privileged background. What did these conversations with these women from all different walks of life teach you about women in general and about yourself, maybe?
See, what I realized is that it's a patriarchal society everywhere.
Yeah.
And basically, women are at the receiving end. And despite educational strides, despite professional accomplishments, a woman who is not married is always going to stick out like a sore thumb in our Indian society. बिकॉज़ शादी क्यों नहीं हुई एंड व्हाई द पेरेंट्स आपने कोशिश नहीं की बेटी को ब्याने के लिए एज़ इफ यू नो आफ्टर गिविंग बर्थ एंड एडुकेटिंग मी नाउ माय पेरेंट्स आल्सो हैव टू गेट इस शादी करा दें यू नो सो I realized that women were going through the same all over the country. Housing discrimination was rampant, even in cities like Bombay. I went through it when I moved to Bombay, even with a visiting card from Times of India saying editor, everything, company lease. But my broker told me, ma'am, you are a bachelor girl. So you pretend that you're married, or you have to get some of your, elderly colleague as your uncle, auntie, that, they are your moral guardian, like
Yeah.
character ka warranty wo log lenge. And I also realized that, women, I think also were very intimate. See, singlehood is a very recent phenomenon, right? Because women themselves, marriage has been sold to us like a meal ticket. It's the day when you're going to be fed, when you're going to be dressed, when Papa ki pari will get all the diamonds. Your mother will that day hand out, your dida's necklace and say, "Ei, chat rekhe gechilo tor biyer jonne." So we also think na that all our life woes will end magically with that big fat wedding and wearing, cheaper variants of Ritu Kumar or Sabyasachi or whatever it is, raw mango. I realized that, women are very lonely. Women are very lonely. In families also, everything is a tussle. If a girl says that I will not marry. I will, I'm 35, but I don't want to get married. I want to do this. Everything is it's a confrontation. It's an
Yeah.
argument with the family, and always, I call it the biological bomb. It's always shown to us that, oh, you're getting old and, bacha hote problem hobe, which is all bullshit, and see, we often say that be financially independent, right? I mean, that's also your path to coming out of a bad relationship. But the point is, I know women who are financially independent, who are absolutely affluent in terms of their career, or very successful, they are withstanding bad marriages. It's not about the money, it's about the mental makeup. So, living alone is not easy because, again, see, if you go to a hospital also to admit yourself, they will say, who is the next of kin? And next of kin means a husband, child, or parent, or a sibling, a friend, or which is, why so many people have, now these, elder care services, etc., have mushroomed all over Kolkata because it's very difficult. The societal sensitization to singlehood is nil, and
Yeah.
everywhere, couplehood is projected in your face. You see Instagram, you see Facebook, everything, couple entry, couple entry, couple entry. Stag is always seen as something dangerous. Stag e beshi টাকা দিয়ে ঢুকতে হবে.
Correct.
So it's actually worse for single men because at least you have a ladies night, you have all of that. But three boys who are entering a disco alone, they will be stopped at the entrance. Nah, no stag entry, pay more. So
Yeah.
it's very tough. Also, I think, see, একটা কি হয় when all your women friends get married, they start having children, then, their priorities also change, because
Yeah.
women bear load. So then, your social life gets diminished. Women who are not married, they find themselves freer on weekends, but the married friends, না বর আছে, ওর সঙ্গে time spend করতে হবে। So again, like I'm saying, make friends from different walks of life. ওই যে আমার পুরনো বন্ধুই হতে হবে তার কোনো মানে নেই। You can befriend, even somebody who comes to your yoga class. Maybe a senior lady whose children have flown the nest, উনি একা থাকেন। And I think you can just or মানে যেটা আমি বলি যে start enjoying your own company. Go alone for a coffee date, go alone to a parlor and pamper yourself. And from there, take yourself out on a date. পুজোর সময়, for instance, women feel very lonely because this festival time এ কি হয় যারা ম্যারিড ছিল তাদের খুব মনে পড়ে যে লাস্ট ইয়ার আমার তো মানে
Mhm.
সিঁদুর খেলা পড়েছি বা শ্বশুর বাড়ি ছিল ওখানে গেছি বিজয়ার প্রণাম করতে। এবার আমি কি বেরোবো? সো আমরা যেরকম অলওয়েজ উই হ্যাভ আ পুজো মিট এবারও আমাদের হচ্ছে। আমরা অলওয়েজ একটা করি। পুজোর সময় বিকজ উই ওয়ান্ট পিপল টু ফিল দ্যাট ইটস ওকে। ইটস ফাইন। তোমার আর আজকাল তো আ অনেক পুজোতেই সিঁদুর খেলা ইজ ওপেন টু অল। ইটস নট জাস্ট সধবা যারা সিঁদুর
Yeah.
খেলেন। অ্যান্ড
Yeah.
ম্যারেজটা why should it be a divisive thing?
Yeah.
Right? It should not be divisive, right? A married sister is also lonely. I mean, we have so many applications that come to us from married women saying that we wanted to be a part of status single. তো আমরা জিজ্ঞেস করি যে কেন কি? তখন বলে যে আমরা এত লোনলি, মানে সেক্সুয়ালি বা ইমোশনালি আমাদের কোনো ইন্টিমেসি নেই। বছরের পর বছর আমরা একা জাস্ট ডিউটি গিভার, কেয়ার গিভার হয়ে রয়ে গেছি। সো তুমি দেখবে এল্ডারলি সিঙ্গল উইমেন, অর মেন যাদের হয়তো দে আর উইডোয়ার্স অর উইডোজ বাট তাদের হয়তো মানে বাচ্চারা দূরে চলে গেছে। দে আর সো লোনলি, ইউ নো?
Yeah.
তো মানে আমার মনে হয় that you can actually form such beautiful bonds with different sorts of people and of course nurture the bond with yourself. Uh,
Mhm.
like for me, my gym is a big part of my mental health being okay. Also a part of my fitness regime that I like to be fit. I have miles to go. I'm not, some skinny size zero someone, but at least I take care of myself.
Sure.
I think if you feel that you are not feeling okay, while it's okay to not feel okay, but if the feeling is prolonged, if it's stopping you from leading a normal 9 to 5 kind of life, interrupting with your work life, with your, other hobbies, get help. There's absolutely nothing wrong in saying that I'm on anti-anxiety medication or I go to a therapist twice a week. It's okay. সবসময় ফ্রেন্ডসদের সাথে গল্প করে সবকিছু মেটে না। You need
Mhm.
clinical intervention. So
Yeah.
do that. Do what it takes to feel happy. Happiness, I have struggled with happiness. I've not really had the easiest life also. But I feel happiness is a choice.
Yeah.
And every time we are pushed to the wall, we again have to learn how to make that choice.
Yeah.
And in making that choice, we are also choosing ourselves.
Yeah.
So we are learned again and again when life is humbling us, bringing us down to our knees through grief, through heartbreak, through professional rejection, failure, financial problems, or health issues, that again learn to choose yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think what you said, it just sort of, I was just letting it wash all over me because obviously I was thinking in parallel with my own life. Shri, I'm also mindful of the time because I know you have a hard stop. So I want to come to sort of the most important segment where, because, we've started a podcast of our own on Hello Kolkata, obviously in this format, but you have this Straight Up with Shri, which is sort of this very, very, I would say, notable, uh, not just because of the guests, but because of, the storytelling, the questions, the format. It's brilliant, and obviously we follow it very diligently. Uh, a little bit about the origin of this Straight Up with Shri. You said that people often do not recognize podcasts as journalism, and you've been a journalism in your past life. uh, where did this origins thought come in that I want to start a podcast, talk to people, let them share their stories? What was the idea behind it?
You know, I, for the longest time, felt that audiovisual is the future. You know,
Sure.
I realized that as a writer because I could see my publishers gasping for air whenever it came time to releasing the book. They have no budgets. Everything is trust on the author. সবকিছুতেই ওরা বলবে যে তোমাকে তো এত টাকা অ্যাডভান্স দিয়েছি and the advances are paltry, for Indian authors. And we are competing with books, Japanese authors, Korean writers.
Right.
This is the only place in the world where you have, so much of writing in other languages being translated also. সো আমার অনেকদিন থেকেই ইচ্ছে ছিল। অ্যাকচুয়ালি ছোটবেলা থেকেই আমি ভাবতাম যে আমি খুব ওপ্রা উইনফ্রিকে দেখে অনুপ্রেরিত ছিলাম। তো I wanted to be the Oprah of India. So
Nice.
আমি concept of এই শোটা নিয়ে I went to TV channels in Kolkata. My mother was terminally sick, so I couldn't really think of doing it. আমি দিল্লিতেও কেন বলবো, দিল্লিতেও আমি দুটো একটা চ্যানেলের কাছে গেছিলাম যাদের সাথে আমার চেনাশোনা আছে। But everybody said that, interviews are very niche and মানে তখনও এখন তো পডকাস্ট মানে পাড়ার পিসিও পডকাস্ট করে। কিন্তু ব্যাপারটা হলো যে তখন অতটা ছিল না। তো আমি সব জায়গায় গিয়ে যখন ফেল করলাম, কেউই আর এটাকে মানে সবাই বলে স্পন্সর নিয়ে এসো তারপরে করব। আর আমি ভাবলাম যে স্পন্সর আমি কি করে আনবো? আমি কি মানে আমি একটা লোন এজেন্ট। আমি কোত্থেকে স্পন্সর আনবো? আমি আমার কাজটা পারি। হ্যাঁ? তো
Yeah.
তারপরে আমার বাবা বললেন আমাকে যে, "হোয়াট ইস স্টপিং ইউ? তুই নিজেই কর।" তো
Yeah.
হি গেভ মি আ লট অফ সাপোর্ট মেন্টালি। তখন আমি বললাম যে, "দেখো, আই হ্যাড নো আইডিয়া এডিটিং এ কত টাকা লাগে, রিল বানাতে কত টাকা লাগে, সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া মানে এটা যে একটা ফুল মানে আমি আজকে মনে করি I run a media channel of my own.
Yeah.
মানে
Yeah.
I'm CEO of channel along with being just a host. তো
Yeah.
তারপরে তো আ মানে আমি শুরু করলাম নিজে। ১ম এ অনেক ঠকেছি। লোকে টুপি পরিয়েছে, টাকা নিয়ে নিয়েছে বেশি। বিকজ এটা তো একটা শুটিং এর ব্যাপার আছে না? সো
Yeah.
ক্যামেরা, এডিটিং প্রচুর ঠকেছি, প্রচুর টাকা গেছে। একটা সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া এজেন্সি পুরোটা করবে বলেছিল তারা। মানে তাদের কোনো এডিটিং সফটওয়্যারই নেই I realized later. তো এডিটিং আমি অনেক শিখেছি। আমি অনেক শিখেছি। I've built up my team from scratch. আজকে I'm very proud যে I curated an event with my team for an NGO. We did a
Mhm.
musical মানে এখন আমরা
Right.
একটু অন্য কাজ করছি। সারভাইভাল এর জন্য করতেও হবে। আ
Mhm.
অলসো আমার মনে হয় যে আ ইউ নো পডকাস্টিংটা আমি তো মাইন ইস কমপ্লিটলি সেলফ ফান্ডেড। আমি আমার
Mhm.
নিজের ৪ টে এফডি ভেঙে করেছিলাম। সেই
Right.
সব টাকা এখন প্রায় গুটিয়ে গেছে। আমি জানি না কতদিন এটা চালাতে পারবো। বাট ইট হ্যাজ acquired a lot of fame. আমি কনসিয়াসলি ওয়ার্ডস টা ইউস করছি। সবাই এটাকে খুব ভালোবাসা দেখিয়েছেন। দিয়েছেন। আ আবদার করে একে আনো, ওকে আনো। আমরা সামটাইমস পেরেওছি সেই আবদারগুলোকে আ মানে টু জাস্টিফাই এবং এখন আমাদের এই পুজোর সময় একটা ভীষণ সুন্দর সিরিজ চলছে কল 'মাতৃরূপে সনস্থিতা'। আমরা আগের বছর থেকে 'দেবী ডায়েরিজ' বলে একটা সিরিজ শুরু করি। where we
Mhm.
featured real life দেবীস, উষা উত্থুপ, ডক্টর নন্দিনী ভৌমিক এবং এবার আমরা সেটাকে এক্সপ্যান্ড করে 'মাদারহুড রি-ইমাজিন' 'মাতৃরূপে সনস্থিতা' বলে একটা সিরিজ করেছি। অ্যান্ড ৬ টা এপিসোড আমাদের we have just the most wonderful guests. রচনা ব্যানার্জি, তারপরে প্রিয়দর্শিনী হাকিম, who's a single mom, তারপরে রীতাভরি চক্রবর্তী এবং উনার মা শতরূপা সান্যাল, মেঘদূত রয় চৌধুরী অ্যান্ড মানসীদি from Techno India, অনর্ঘ্য চৌধুরী, অনন্যা চৌধুরী from Anjali Jewellers, and Hiya Chatterjee and Mohua Chatterjee, Shashwat Das wife and daughter. So
Mhm.
it's a strong lineup of women, and hopefully we are going to add Shravanti to that list also. She's been a very resilient single mother. So
Yeah.
different sorts, different shades of motherhood in our campaign, Devi Diaries 2025, Matri Rupe Sanasthita. So
Brilliant.
the mother imagine, হ্যাঁ। So চালিয়ে যাচ্ছি চেষ্টা, দেখি কতদূর পথ চলে।
No, no, I think this is great to hear, and I think you talking about this on the eve of Durga Puja, which is when the viewers will get this, is absolutely apt in terms of timing.
Right,
Uh,
right.
Shri, just a few more questions, and then I think we'll quickly wrap up. You started this podcast, obviously, a labor of love, all your investments, emotional, physical, financial, all of that commitment that you've made to this. Uh, and now, as you said, like every other person has a podcast of their own. We do too. How would you, in your mind, as a listener or as obviously as a host also, distinguish between a good podcast from something that's just purely for eyeballs and social following?
See, firstly, podcasters have to be good conversationalists and they have to be cerebral and they have to have a diverse knowledge. আমি actor, so আমি actorদের সাথে ভালো কথা বলছি. But the moment, say, an author is coming on my channel, the tempo is dropping. তো আমার মনে হয় you need to have the gift of the gab. You need to be an empath. You need to be a good listener also. And also, I think every podcast should have a distinct flavor, Why are you doing a podcast? তুমি কি YouTube থেকে টাকা কামাবার জন্য করছো? And তুমি এটা জানো, সুবিত, that YouTube থেকে হার্ডলি কোনো টাকা আসে। মেবি দ্য হিউজ ইউটিউবার্স যাদের ৪ লাখ, ১৪ লাখ, ৪০ মিলিয়ন ওরকম, কিন্তু সেটা বিল্ড আপ করতেও তো আমার ১০ বছর লাগবে। এটা তো আর ইমিডিয়েটলি হবে না। বিকজ আমি যদি ফলোয়ারও বাড়াতে চাই আমাকে টাকা দিয়ে করতে হবে। তো সেই টাকাটা কোত্থেকে আসবে? রাইট? সো আমি আমার কনটেন্টটা আই এম ভেরি প্রাউড টু সে যে আমি অর্গানিক্যালি গ্রো করতে বিশ্বাস করি। And probably it's my reputation as a writer, as a journalist and a person because of which we've got the who's who of Tollywood. মানে অনেকে আমাকে জিজ্ঞেস করে যে, "তুমি কি এদের পার্সোনালি চিনতে আগে থেকে?" I said, "I didn't know anybody in Tollywood." কেন, for the longest time, I never watched Bengali movies apart from a couple of movies of Srijit because he's a friend and my sister loves Srijit uncle. So Srijit was very kind to invite us for some of his premieres. Amra gechi and some I liked more than others. কিন্তু ব্যাপারটা হলো যে at the end of the day আমার কোনো মানে I don't have a মানে আমার মনে হয়নি যে ও টলিউড, আমার নালা ঝরছে যে, because I have interviewed Amitabh and I've interviewed Shah Rukh Khan and I am not a person who gets মানে
Starstruck.
I নো, বিকজ আমি এত ছোট থেকে এটা দেখেছি, যারা এখনই আদেকলেপনাটা করে তারা আ কলকাতার জার্নালিস্টরা খুব একটা ন্যাশনাল এক্সপোজার পায় না। মানে আ ওই ৪ টে স্টারকেই ইরাত-গিরাত তারা ঘুরছে, তাদের বাড়ির গণেশ পুজোয় গিয়ে ছবি তুলছে, So all of that. But if you've had a national exposure and if you have an identity of your own, so I've built up my brand, right? I'm a writer. As I said, I mean, I don't know if I'll do the podcast for maybe the next 5 years. I don't know. I really don't know,
Yeah.
It can become something else. But আমার একটা ইচ্ছে আছে that podcasting should be part of OTTs, There should be podcasts which are not, like recently I got, an offer from a leading OTT channel, the number one, saying that we want you as a creative consultant on a podcast. ওই ১৫ মিনিটের ছোট, ছোট, ছোট পডকাস্ট করবে। ওরা বেসিক্যালি স্পন্সরকে এনেছে and they want to use the sponsor money. They have no interest in a podcast.
Yeah.
So আমি তো বললাম যে why can't I do this? মানে why do you need an actress to do the podcast? আমি স্ক্রিপ্টটা লিখবো, আমি জিনিসটা কনসেপচুয়ালাইজ করব। তাহলে why can't I be বলছে, "না, জানো তো ব্র্যান্ডরা খালি সেলিব্রিটি চায়।" সো আ এই জিনিসটা না মানে we have to get out of it. যে যেটা ভালো করতে পারে। A journalist is a journalist. A actor is an actor. But yes, there are some people like Rituparna Ghosh. She was a brilliant conversationalist. If you hear his interview show, যেটা আসতো স্টার জলসায়, it's a master class in
একদমই ঋতুপর্ণ করে এবং ঋতুপর্ণ
it's
করে।
a master class in the art of conversation. Conversation করা এবং conversation করানো, it's an art. সো এটা তো সবার থাকার কথা নয়। অ্যান্ড যেহেতু কোনো অ্যাক্ট্রেস বা টিভি স্টার আমি তাদের কাজটা ছোট, তারা ওই কাজটা ভালো করুক। কিন্তু তাদেরও মানে সো আই রিফিউজ অ্যান্ড দ্য মানি দ্যাট দ্য ডিফারেন্স ইন পে, আমরা জেন্ডার পে প্যারিটি বলি, বাট দ্য ডিফারেন্স ইন পে between a actress and me was so high that I said, "How can you even offer this to me?" মানে imagine the whole show will be scripted by me. I will do the structuring of the show, but আমার মুখটা দেখানো যাবে না because I am not an actress. And of course, I am not মানে I don't claim to be very good looking or ওইসব মানে পরমা সুন্দরী আর মানে সাইজ 0 ফিগার ওসব নেই। আই এম আ রিয়াল ওম্যান অফ ফ্লেশ অ্যান্ড ব্লাড। আমার ভগবান বুদ্ধি দিয়েছে, I have a spine and I have a voice. I think that is far more attractive to me as a package. তো সেটাই আমি বলছি। তো আমি জানি না how long এই পডকাস্ট আমি করতে পারবো। কলকাতায় কতদিন করতে পারবো আমি জানি না। বিকজ এখানে ইটস a very backdated, very laid back, very non-progressive media market. It's very sad. And actually I'm glad that I never worked in Kolkata. আমি এখানে একদিনও কাজ করতে পারতাম না। So আমার team, luckily I am building up a team which is very, on point, very professional. But they are all young. So ওরাও কতদিন থাকবে এখানে আমি জানি না। আমিও কতদিন এটা এখানে করব আমি জানি না। I hope to take this national. If I get funding, if I get an investor, I would love to do this show with artists from all over the country, because আমারও মনে হয় যে when I sometimes see a podcast of even somebody as controversial as Kangana Ranaut, right? She comes on a podcast on Hotterfly and it's a great podcast. No actress ekhane will speak like this. Nobody. They won't do it. They can't. They don't have the vocabulary. They don't have the guts. They don't have that that whole presence. করবে না ওরা। They're scared. যে কাটতে হবে। So let's see কি হয়। মা দুর্গা কি আশীর্বাদ করে দেখা যাক।
I'm sure Straight Up with Shri, in whatever format you choose, will go very far. Our best wishes are obviously with the show. And I think one thing, you mentioned whether podcasts will come on OTT. I think that change in mindset of the traditional media has already started happening, right? Because the way YouTube has picked up, it is giving OTTs a run for their money, because YouTube originals, YouTube specials, people have started releasing the comedy specials on YouTube instead of on an OTT, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So all that is happening. And Spotify, te ba Amazon Music, if you go, they have had to carve out a separate section for podcasts now. I don't know if it was there earlier, but music has taken a secondary backseat. Podcasts are more in vogue today.
আর
I would
মিউজিক সিকোয়েন্স হয়ে গেছে না? মানে পুরো অ্যালবাম আর বেরোয় না। একটা গান বেরোয়। একটা ভিডিও বেরোয় ওটা।
Yeah. Actually, I know we would love to, carry on this conversation. Maybe we'll do it on another platform offline. But I just want to squeeze in a few more questions, and then I know you have a hard stop, so we'll let you go in a couple of more minutes. Um, One question that obviously I wanted to ask you, and the title of this show said, unfiltered, unafraid, unapologetic, which you have been completely on this show. So thank you so much for being you. Um, from your lens of having grown up in Kolkata, lived outside, come back to Kolkata as a solopreneur, as a single woman, as a journalist, as a podcaster, as an author, how do you view this city from your lens? Like, what is good, what is bad, what is ugly?
See, what is good is definitely Kolkata still has a heart. আমি এটা
Yeah.
বলবো। আন্তরিকতা, মানুষে বেসিক্যালি ভেরি ফ্রেন্ডলি। Cost of living is not as high as other metros. People are compassionate. Basically nature মানে মানুষের আমার মনে হয় ইস্টার্ন ইন্ডিয়াতেই একটু নরম কম্পেয়ার টু নর্থ, ওয়েস্ট, কিন্তু আ দেখো যে স্টেটে চাকরি নেই, যে স্টেটে কোনো ইনভেস্টমেন্ট খুব কম আসছে, আমি বলব না আসছে, কম আসছে। এবং যেখানে কোনো মিডিয়ার মানে হার্ডলি হাতে গোনা যায় কয়েকটা মানে পেপার, ইংরেজি পেপার জাস্ট ২ টো ৩ টে, বাংলা পেপারও এখন কমে। These are very telltale signs about a gasping economy. এবং আমি তো দেখো I am very proud that our state has a woman chief minister. এটা আমি আমার শোতেও অনেকবার বলেছি। I've had people from the TMC, Shatabdi Rai, Rachana Banerjee, এবার Priyashini Hakim, they have all come on my show. And I have expressed my salutations to the Honorable Chief Minister. But also, when I see the Arjikor incident, when I see the Hajra Law College incident, when I see that, এত aggression against women বেড়ে যাচ্ছে। কলকাতা একটা সার্ভে হয়েছিল, ইটস র‍্যাংকড দ্য ওয়ার্স্ট সিটি, ইউ নো।
Yeah.
লোকে আর কলকাতায় তুমি দেখো ফ্লাইটস, লুক এট দ্য এয়ারপোর্ট, ইটস সো dilapidated, the bathrooms are dirty. then you feel you're living in a time warp because, if you've lived in Delhi and Bombay, it's almost like living in a foreign country. All the brands are there, the airports are swanky, even Hyderabad, Bangalore, Pune also. So সেখানে মনে হয় লাইট ইয়ার্স অ্যাওয়ে। তো দেখো বাঙালির কালচারাল কনকিউবাইন হলো নস্টালজিয়া। ওই দুর্গাপুজো, ওই উত্তম কুমার, ওই সুভাষচন্দ্র এগুলো তো ডেফিনেটলি দে আর নট জাস্ট দে ডোন্ট বিলং টু বেঙ্গলিজ। These are global icons, dignitaries are global ambassadors. But what are we giving to the next generation? যেখানে আমার বোন ধরে নাও ক্লাস 12 থেকে বলতে শুরু করেছে আই ওয়ান্ট টু গেট আউট অফ ক্যালকাটা। আমরা ভাবতেই পারি না। আমি তো কনসিয়াসলি কোনোদিন ভাবিনি যে আমি কলকাতা ছেড়ে যাব। আমি তখন কলকাতাকে যেহেতু আমি বাংলা বই পড়তাম, বাংলা রক ব্যান্ডের গান শুনতাম। কিন্তু আমি নিজেই তুমি জানো আই স্টার্টেড আ সিরিজ কল্ড বিজনেস ইন বেঙ্গল। বিকজ আমি দেখি কি না এন্টারপ্রেনিউরশিপ কিন্তু আছে। একেবারেই যে নেই সেটা নয়। বাট দ্য পয়েন্ট ইস ওই এক্সপোজারটা নেই।
Yeah.
ওই 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 এখানে বেঙ্গল বিজনেস কাউন্সিলের একটা কনভেনশনেও আমি গেলাম। ইট কুড হ্যাভ বিন at the end of the day, you can get global, uh, entrepreneurs and have like a jugalbandi between a Bengali entrepreneur and say an entrepreneur from the south, for instance. That what are the and also the political environment has to be stable. Economy and politics go hand in hand. তো এখানে আমার খুব খারাপ লাগে যে এখন এই হিন্দু, মুসলিম এগুলো নিয়ে যখন এই ডিভাইড গুলো দেখি, সত্যি কলকাতায় তো বড় হয়েছি আমরা এত সেকুলার ভাবে। ক্রিসমাসে কেক খেয়েছি, ঈদে বন্ধুদের বাড়িতে গিয়ে বিরিয়ানি খেয়েছি, গুরু না আ আ গুরুদুয়ারাতে গিয়ে গরম হালুয়া খেয়েছি। ছোটবেলায় আমার দাদু নিয়ে যেত আমাকে গুরুদুয়ারাতে। আই এম আ প্র্যাকটিসিং বুদ্ধিস্ট। আমার আ বা ঢাকুরিয়া ব্রিজের তলায় আমার মনেস্ট্রি। তো আবার দুর্গাপুজোতেও আমার ক্রিশ্চিয়ান বেস্ট ফ্রেন্ড সে এসে আমার বাড়িতে থাকতো। আমি ইস্টারের সময় গিয়ে ওর বাড়িতে। তো খুব সিনক্রেটিক কালচার কলকাতার। আই থিংক দ্যাট ইস অ্যামেজিং। আমরা এখনো বিফ স্ট্রিট খাচ্ছি। আমরা এখনো হুলিগানিজম এর মতন একটা ব্যান্ড হচ্ছে অ্যান্ড দ্য মিনিস্টার্স against whom Anirban has made that parody, they are appreciating it. They are not pissed off. Only one BJP leader has filed a case saying it's against Sanskriti or something like that. So I hope Kolkata retains its secular fabric. I will, through your channel, like I do on my channel, I'll make a ardent appeal to the ruling party, to Didi, that please, get more educated people into your government, get more able administrators, and weed out corruption. Weed it out. Whoever is spoiling the name of the party, just axe their head, and make Kolkata the epicenter of not just culture. যে বাঙালি মানেই কালচার কিন্তু চাকরি মানেই কলকাতার বাইরে যেতে হবে। No, culture and economy has to prosper side by side.
Brilliant. Again, unfiltered, Shri, thank you so much for that. I'll let you go. Last question. All the journey that you talked about, your experiences, and you've obviously, written about it, talked about it, but thank you for sharing this with our viewers and listeners as well. Before we close, on the eve of Durga Puja, Mahashashti, uh, what is your message on the eve of Durga Puja to all women? Because obviously you are, an idol for many. What would be your message to all women?
আমি তো বলবো যে look for inspiration in the commonest of women. There is a Ma Durga even in the maid who probably scrubs your bathroom floor. Who comes by local train, who leaves her little children behind in no fancy creche, who doesn't get 1-day period leave, which is paid. There is inspiration, there is survival, there is resilience all around us in the women of this country. Indian women, not just Bengali women, are, according to me, emblems of Stree Shakti. And all I will say is that any feminist movement has to integrate and be inclusive. সো মা দুর্গাকে যেরকম আমরা ওয়ার্শিপ করি, যে দেশে মা দুর্গার আরাধনা হয়, যে স্টেটে মা দুর্গার এত আড়ম্বর করে পুজো হয়, সেই স্টেটেই একটা আরজিকরের মতন ভয়ানক কাণ্ড ঘটে গেছে, যার এখনো আমরা অন্ধকারে where justice is concerned. So আমার মতে দুর্গাপুজোয় অফকোর্স the government gives very generous grants to the pujo committees, and corporates also they flush the pujo pandals with the ads, মানে banners, everything. এই সময়টাই সব সেলিব্রিটিদের নিয়ে টিভিসি শুট হয়। এই টাকাটা যদি আমরা উইমেনস এডুকেশন, এই টাকাটা যদি আমরা কিছু গরিব বাচ্চাদের আ মানে তাদের খাওয়া, তাদের দেখরেখ, এই টাকাটা দিয়েই যদি একটা পুরো কলেজ বা হস্টেলে সিসিটিভি লাগানো যায়, একটা পাড়ার মোড়ে, মোড়ে সিসিটিভি বা সিকিউরিটি থাকে, তাহলে কিন্তু রোজই দুর্গাপুজো হবে। যেখানে যে শহরে যে স্টেটে মেয়েরা বাড়ির থেকে সেফলি বেরোতে পারবে। They don't have to lie in an Uber and pretend they are talking to someone, you know, and they can get a house on rent easily, you know, without pretending to be married or whatever. Uh, then we will be free, you know. আ আমি ভীষণ দুর্গাপুজো ভালোবাসি। ইনফ্যাক্ট আমার খুব স্বপ্ন যে কোনোদিন আমি একটা দুর্গাপুজো স্টার্ট করব। সেটার জন্য অনেক টাকা লাগে, আমি তো আমার ভাই-বোন নেই, কেরু ইজ ভেরি ইয়াং। কিন্তু আমার ইচ্ছে আছে আমি একটা মায়ের একটা আরাধনা করব। আমার মনে হয় আমার নাম শ্রীময়ী ইজ অ্যানাদার নেম ফর দুর্গা। সো আমি নিজে ভীষণ আ মানে দুর্গা মা বা কালী মা, সরস্বতী ঠাকুর ছোটবেলা থেকে আমাদের বাড়িতে পুজো হয়। আমার মনে হয় এই স্টেটে যেরকম ধনধান্যে পুষ্পে ভরা সেরকম মানে মা, বোন, মেয়ে বা স্ত্রী বা সন্তান এদেরও খুব একটা মানে একটা সুন্দর জায়গা আছে। কিন্তু যেটা আমি বলতে চাই যে পুজোর সময়টা খালি জামা পরলাম, মা ইউ নো সব অ্যাওয়ার্ডস দিয়ে দিলাম, দেবী অ্যাওয়ার্ডস, আমরা এই দেবী ডায়েরিজ করছি। Let it not just end by being a marketing gimmick, you know,
Yeah.
or a singing gimmick. It has to be every day has to be Devi diaries. You know, the women in your home, the women in your organization, the women who you're dealing with, treat them with respect and with equal opportunity. That's all I'll say. And of course, Durga পুজোর সময় যেটা আমি অলওয়েজ বলি যে এই ভিড়ের সময় আমি দেখেছি অনেক মেয়েরা খুব বাজেভাবে ইভটিজ হন বা খুব
Yeah.
বিচ্ছিরিভাবে তাদের গায়ে গা লাগিয়ে ঠেলে একটা ঢোকার প্রবণতা, তাদের না জানিয়ে ভিডিও শুট করা তাদের কোনো ব্যাকলেস ব্লাউজ পরা মেয়ের, এগুলো করবেন না। আ কেননা আমার মনে হয় যে আমাদের কোথাও না কোথাও পুরুষ জাতির ওপর ভরসা চলে যাচ্ছে, which is very bad. মানে আমাদের লড়াই, আমাদের যুদ্ধে কিন্তু আপনারা আমাদের মানে আ মা দুর্গাকেও যেরকম বানায় বা গঠন করে আ বেশিরভাগই পটার্সরা পুরুষ হন। তো বা পুরোহিতরাও পুরুষ হন। যদিও এখন স্ত্রীরাও পুরোহিত্য করছেন। নন্দিনী ভৌমিক ইজ আ প্রাইম এক্সাম্পল। কিন্তু আ আমাদের এই লড়াইটা যেটা সারা বছর সারা সব দেশের লড়াই, সেখানে কিন্তু সবাইকে একসাথে চলতে হবে। এবং ৫ দিন আমি দুর্গা ঠাকুর করলাম। অথচ বাড়িতে আমি আমার বউয়ের সঙ্গে অসভ্যর মতন কথা বলি বা চেঁচাই বা মেয়েকে তাচ্ছিল্য করি বা ছেলের বউকে একদম মানে একটা কাজের লোকের মতন ট্রিট করি, সেটা তো হবে না। বা অফিসে আমি কোনো ইয়াং মেয়েকে সেক্সুয়ালি আ মানে টিটিলেটিং মেসেজেস পাঠাচ্ছি, ডিক পিকচার্স পাঠাচ্ছি। এগুলো তো হবে না। আমাদের অনেক সভ্য, অনেক নম্র, অনেক egalitarian ভাবে একে অপরের সাথে থাকতে হবে, coexist করতে হবে। এটাই আমার বার্তা।
থ্যাংক ইউ শ্রী। আই থিংক এই মেসেজের পরে আমার আর কিছু বলার উচিত নয়। বাট থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ ফর টেকিং দ্য টাইম অ্যান্ড উইশ ইউ ভেরি, ভেরি হ্যাপি দুর্গা পুজো and all the best for the Straight Up with Shri podcast. May you continue to grow, and we would love to see more wonderful episodes on your channel. Thank you so much for gracing us. With that, we'll close the podcast today. Thank you.
থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। শুভ শারদিয়া। খুব মানে আগাম বিজয়ার প্রীতি ও শুভেচ্ছা, বড়দের প্রণাম, ছোটদের অনেক ভালোবাসা। খুব আনন্দ করুন, খুব মেকআপ লাগান, খুব শাড়ি কিনুন, গয়না পড়ুন, ছেলেরা ভালো সাজুন, আ মানে ভালো রিলস বানান, যা ইচ্ছে করুন। এই ৫ টা দিন আমাদের খুলে বাঁচতে হবে। কিন্তু মনে রাখতে হবে যে এই যে উৎসবের আলো, উৎসবের যে মাতামাতি, সেটা যেন সারা বছর আমাদের প্রাণে একটা জায়গা করে নেয়। তো এইটাই বলবো, আপনারা স্ট্রেট আপ উইথ শ্রী প্লিজ সাবস্ক্রাইব করবেন। আমাদের দুর্গাপুজো ক্যাম্পেইন ইজ ভেরি এম্পাওয়ারিং, ভেরি স্পেশাল। সেখানে অনেক বিউটিফুল মা ছেলেরও স্টোরি আছে which is lovely। সেটা অবশ্যই দেখবেন। ভালো থাকবেন। নমস্কার।
Wonderful. Thank you, Shri.